So this 5-minute quickie, what's it all about? It's all about the false belief that practice makes perfect, because it doesn't. But what does practice make? And how do you practice? That's what you're going to find in this 5-minute muse. Get you thinking. Get your thinking hat on and come and have a listen with me. Okay.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, welcome to the 5-minute quickie. And something to muse about. Because I wanted to think about practice. What we practice. Because some people tend to think practice makes perfect. And it sounds good, doesn't it? Well, it sounds okay, but it's not true, is it? No, it's not true. Practice does not make you perfect, because if you practice badly, then guess what? You're going to get even better at being badly at things. I think that makes sense. Badly? Yeah, makes sense. But the thing is, what you practice then obviously makes permanent. Because again, as we said, if you practice something well, it will make that practice more permanent in your life. But if you practice it badly, then practice will get more permanent in your life. Now, if you practice trying to be better each time, that makes a difference, doesn't it? And then practice makes you stronger, because it's reinforcing the things that you want to do, things that you want to improve upon. So I think sometimes it's really important to notice what you're practicing. In hypnosis, working with a client, I'll get the client's unconscious mind to go through the next 7 days, 3 weeks after that, 2 months after that. In fact, go through a whole year practicing, putting in new behaviors, new emotions, new beliefs in place of their old way. Because in their old way, well, it did work. So once the unconscious mind starts to practice it, firstly, it understands it's better this way. These are better ways than the old way. And when you think about it, if it's better, then the unconscious mind has to choose it, because it would, wouldn't it? Because it wants to protect you. But the thing is, it gets to the point where you go, I've done this before. And that's what we do in hypnosis. We get the unconscious mind to think, to believe that it's done this before, so it's now a natural habit. We've created a habit without having to go through the 30 days, 60 days and all that rubbish. We've done it unconsciously and made changes at the unconscious level, and we've kept the intention. So think of your intention. What do I want to be better at, and how can I practice getting better at it? And what's my intention for getting better? And then let's make that permanent. Permanent getting better. Yeah? Does that make sense? It does to me. And how do you do that? Because if you say, well, I haven't got a hypnotist here, I'm not going to someone to get my unconscious mind. Well, you could do it yourself. Just imagine, first of all, before you start practicing in physical terms, think of, first of all, what do you want to practice? What do you want to get better at specifically? How do you want to feel when you're doing it? What are the skills you've got already to enable you to practice better? What are the skills you need to improve upon? What do you want to get? So maybe you could find somebody who's done it before. And if you can see them in person and ask them how they did it, you could save all that time. And then you start to practice what they have found to be good and adapt it to your specifics. But it's the pictures they make in their minds, the internal voice, the things they say to themselves, the beliefs they have. But maybe you can't get that, but you can imagine, well, what would be the best positive belief I could have if I was practicing this particular skill to get better at? What would be the most appropriate emotions that would support me in this practice? And what behaviors would I need? What skills would I need to do? And then that wonderful thing, practice as if you have them anyway, because if you can imagine them You've got them inside. Yes, you might need to hone them down. You might need to just just keep practicing better and better. Because you will then. But you've now established the things that you need, the things that will support you, and what and why. You found your why, that intention. And we've talked about intention before. That intention is what you expect to have happened when you've done it. So this is where I'm going. This is my goal. This is my specific goal, to get better at this skill and get to not just get better, but get better in this way. In this way. And it makes so much difference for you. So have a little thing. But most of all, just muse. What am I practicing badly? Because if we just eliminate that, the things you're going to do better are going to get better. So just eliminate the things you're practicing badly, and by replacing them with better ways. And there's always a better way. There. It's just a muse, but it's a very important muse, because we do have a belief sometimes that practice makes perfect. And practice doesn't make perfect, and there's no such thing as perfecticity. You can just get better a little bit each time. But know specifically how you want to do it, what you want to achieve, and what you need to bring to the table. And then just practice little bits at a time. And I think that's the other thing. Should have mentioned it earlier. Little steps to get better. Because if you try to practice them all, you fall over. But practice a little step. What's the most important step I need to learn right now? And then what's the next important step I need? And practice that and build that recipe of success. So, until next time, my friend, you have more fun than you can stand. And if you would, please share this with everybody and anybody. Please subscribe to this podcast. If you would, just press that subscribe button. And if there's anything you want, do feel free to email me. feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. So it's just a 5-minute quickie. We'll go deeper at the weekends on the longer podcasts. But these are things just to get our little brains thinking about. So enjoy. Have more fun than you can stand, and fly.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.